Hey guys, it's Women Supporting Women Wednesdays. I am here every Wednesday for another boss chick for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays here at 9:15 with your girl A Ruth Proctor. Tonight, I have a special guest, Victoria Danielle. She is our guest tonight. Yes, how you doing, lady?
Doing amazing. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on here. I'm so glad we was able to regroup and get back up here. I know you got a lot of stuff to share. For those of you guys that do not know, Victoria is my life coach and my business coach. So she has helped guided me these last couple months. And it's been amazing. I never thought that I would even knew really what a life coach was. So I'm not going to even explain it. I'm going to let you jump in. But what
Yeah.
is a life and business coach?
All right. So I'll be happy to explain what a life and business coach is. But before I do, for those of you who don't know me, as we've said, my name is Victoria Danielle. My title says I'm a life and business coach, but at the end of the day, I'm someone who just really has a heart for seeing people win, for seeing the potential inside of others, and wanting to make sure that they're able to capitalize off of that potential and be able to pursue whatever it is that they feel called to do, whether that's build a business, whether that's start a family, or um,
Wow.
change departments, or go after a leadership role that they didn't expect, start a nonprofit, whatever it is that you feel
Gotcha.
called to do. Um, my job is to be along this journey to allow you to be able to tap into that potential that you might have overlooked, that you
Gotcha.
might know that's there, but you haven't really fully realized or understood how to utilize it, or you've got 1,000 ideas, but which way do I go? That's essentially what I do. And to be quite honest, life bleeds into business and business bleeds into life because it's all you. So, the title life and business coach is kind of just for helping people to understand what I do. But for those who are in the business coaching with me, I can guarantee you their life comes into the conversation.
Right.
And then for those who are doing life coaching with me, business comes into the
Right.
conversation.
Right.
Um, so that's who I am. That's what I do. That's what I never can get enough of. I love it, love it, love it
Good.
to infinity.
Wow.
Um, I and this is just the God's honest truth. I enjoy every single session.
That's
Um,
good.
I probably had one that challenged me, but it challenged me in a way to where it really stretched me
Mhm.
and made me have to check my own beliefs and
Uh,
biases, which all of us do. All coaches
right.
should be doing that, therapists, all of that. And so it was one that had to stretch me in that way, but I still enjoyed it all. So back to your question,
Good.
as far as you said, what does a life and business coach do, or who? What was the question again?
Yeah, who is a who and what does a like? Well, I would guess it's more so like what is a life and business coach? Like, what
Okay.
is that? Yeah.
All right. So I'll try to separate it, if you will. So let's start off with life coach. Why people come to me, the first thing they say is, "My life is all over the place, and I'm trying to get it together." They're
Got
like, "I'm
it.
trying to get myself together, I'm trying to get my life
Right.
together."
Right.
That's the first thing out of their mouths.
Okay.
So my approach is very holistic.
Okay.
So for me, when I'm doing the life coaching, I'm making sure that we're tapping into all parts of you, where it's how you are, your health when it comes mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And I think what sets me apart from a lot of other life coaches is I also include financial health as
Mhm.
well on that life coaching side, because I do have experience as an investment advisor. I was that for a few years, and I
Mhm.
understand the importance of finances and how it affects all those areas.
Exactly.
When people are stressed out about their finances, um, it causes them to have a difficult time in showing up.
Right.
Um, business wise, and even taking chances and taking risks,
Right.
because of that financial strain and how it affects them, their stress levels. I mean, just so many things. There's enough articles and studies on that
Right.
to read up on. So for that, I do that in helping people be able to quote unquote get their life together. They
Right.
feel as though it's all over the place. I can talk about a session I had today, and it's very typical and very common, where a typical thing is they'll come in and say, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, and I'm not doing it. Ruth, I'll ask,
Mhm.
okay, so what is you think you need to walk away with?
Right.
What, to be
Right.
able to do that. And then I'll inevitably get, I need to be more disciplined, or I just need
Right.
to get this routine together,
Right.
and I just need to.
Right. It's true. Shoot, I've been running it down.
Yeah. And then by the end of the session, we came to realize that what she really needed to do was to set some clear boundaries. And there was one boundary in particular that she had been dragging her feet on,
Mhm. Yeah.
because it involved a family member.
Right.
And once she realized that putting a boundary up for that particular family member was actually going to free her time up from 1 day
Right.
to 3 additional days.
Wow.
So where she was like, I'm not disciplined enough, and I
Right.
don't, it was like, hold up, I don't have the time that I'm trying to like grasp
Right.
because I haven't set the boundary with the
Mm.
family member.
Right.
Um, So what is it that a life coach does? A life coach is not going to let you get away with that first answer like a lot of our family members might do, our friends and our peers might do. You might have that conversation with your best friend, like, girl, I need to be disciplined. She comes up with
Right.
a full-blown plan to
Right.
help you be disciplined. And then she
Right.
mad because you didn't follow her plan.
Right.
And,
It's
and
not the plan that works
you're
for
like,
you.
I'm trying to be disciplined. Or we fall into
Right.
that category when we're trying to be that for somebody else.
Right.
Well, a life coach comes in, and one that's trained, that's certified, that really understands will know that that's not my problem to really solve. That's your problem to solve. So where I come in is to be a mirror, come in to be a support, to be a guide.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're solving your own problem. Yeah, we'll probably get into that more later, but yeah, that's your problem to solve. And then I'm just here to help you be able to tap into your own genius to solve that problem. That's life coach. Business coach isn't too different, too much. It's just that the goals are different. It's more than likely, I want to be able to see the actions that I'm taking in my business be able to reflect in the revenue,
Got
um,
it.
for my business.
Hmm.
And so, in order for that to take place, for the revenue to increase, I've got to become a better leader in order
Mm.
for that to take place. So, whereas in life, it's like, I need discipline, da, 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 da. And the
Right.
business side, they could have the same thought that I need discipline. And then for them, instead of the boundary being set with maybe a family member, which it could be that too,
Right. Right.
their
Family.
boundary could very well be maybe there's a team member, or
Right.
maybe there's a team member that I haven't been releasing stuff
Hmm.
to because I'm trying to hold control of it.
Right.
So those are typical conversations on the business side, but the things that happen on the life side, those same conversations can happen on the business side,
Right.
the business side as well. So that's what a life and business coach does. I will say this industry, especially for those such as myself who have been really trained at this, like
Right.
really trained. Like my program was not a 3, 4 week program, it was a full blown 10 months. There are
Wow.
not a lot that look like me.
Okay.
I'm
Oh, that's right.
rare.
You better run them accolades.
There, but and I think that's also why a lot of times there's confusion on
That's
what
true.
a life and business coach is, or
Right.
people are just now hearing it because people will throw coach on
Hmm.
anything when in
Hmm.
actuality they're probably a consultant or a
Right.
strategist.
Right.
or, what have you. And then they're using the term coach.
Right.
And so people are confused about what a real professional coach does. And so that's why I want to state that. So, yeah.
Yes. It's definitely confusing. And when I initially even, like seeing the course and everything, I was like, okay, what does this mean? And I really had to, understand like what it was that I was doing. So for
Mhm.
you, how did you get into this space? Like, is this something that you initially started out in college, or is this something that began
Mm.
doing later in life?
That's a really good question. So I'd say for me, it's a lot of breadcrumbs that I follow. Um, so my career, I talk about investment advising. I had a career there,
Mhm.
but prior to that, my career was in teaching. That was the career that I grew up just knowing I was going to do because
Okay.
I was just always drawn to helping others and sharing what
Mhm.
I've learned. Just
Right.
always, always,
Okay.
always, always. Um, and so I felt called out of the classroom. It wasn't a case where, you've talked to some teachers who were like, I couldn't handle it. It was definitely stressful. I definitely, it was imbalanced. It was definitely burnt out, but I actually truly loved it. I really
That's
did. I
that's
love
good.
my babies. They loved me.
Mhm.
I keep in contact with a good amount of them. I've actually had two of them become clients of mine. Um, so, but I was called out of the classroom. And
Got
then
you.
I ended up in corporate, in an investment advisor. Same thing again, find myself in the space where I am the only one who looks like me.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, that was an experience that I think
Right.
I needed to have because
Mhm.
the academic world is very different from the corporate world.
Right.
But even though I was there, the thing that really got me and that I was very proactive on and would just like raise my hand to do was help people figure out their careers
Mm.
within the company.
Okay.
That was just something I just naturally did because I am one where I've now realized, and I say, is when I looked at the thread through my life, it was recognizing the potential in others. So
Right.
that's why I love teaching because I saw the potential in these
Wow.
young people who are about to graduate high school. And
Right.
it was like, I'm trying to put as much into you before you go out to this world. And
Right.
so there were lots of conversations I would have with
Right.
these young people and some real conversation.
Right. Right. Exactly. Especially high
um,
school.
so I love that. And then here I am in corporate, and I understand the importance of the finances and all of that and advising people. But what would get me was when I would talk to peers around me who weren't happy or whatever.
Right.
And then, so now I'm asking them questions and I'm trying to coach them like, well, maybe this is not the role. This is what I've noticed in you. And
Right.
I think you should now do some research on that role. And I will tell you, before I left, several people literally had moved to different places. Like it was,
Wow.
and so our family moved.
Okay.
We moved from Florida. I was born and raised in Florida, and so we moved to North Carolina. So right
Wow.
before we moved, I thought I was going to stay with the company. That was the plan. That
Okay.
was the plan. We're looking at houses because you got two good incomes coming
Right.
in,
Right.
baby. We
Right.
looking at, houses that was going to pay two incomes. And then one
Exactly.
day it was like I had this one conversation and I was like, I gotta go home. It was like I had this panic attack come. It was bad to the point to where I had a girlfriend there and you know how you do a little chat. I was like, meet me outside. I get outside. I knew, but I didn't want to break down in
Right.
front of these people.
Right. Exactly.
I couldn't even
Exactly.
talk. I was just like, get to the car so I could just break
Wow.
down.
Right.
And that moment was like, this is not what I'm supposed to do. And so that was the next breadcrumb. So I left early. I got home. My God, what? And it was just this search for a while. I'd say for about a year.
Wow.
what am I supposed to do? And I
Right.
don't know. And
Right.
then just really thinking and then seeing the thread.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it came coach. And I started one way, and then I didn't want to be a life coach. But God was like, "You gonna be a life coach." And I was
Wow.
like, I kind of looked down on it. I kind of had my nose up at it because,
Mm-hmm.
like, life coach, like,
Right. You
okay,
like, I don't
everybody
went to
needs
college. I got these degrees. I was like, what? Yeah.
a coach. And but he showed me, he gave me this image. This is part of how he talks to me. And that's part of how a lot of times I talk to my clients. And
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this image, I'm getting this
Yep.
image.
Yep. It makes sense
So,
though.
so he gave me this image of people in a pool.
Mm.
And like your pastor or whomever you listen to is on the side trying to give you instructions on how to swim. And it's like some people are getting it, but most people are not. Like most people are not learning how to swim by just getting this information from the sidelines. And
Wow.
he was like, you got to get in the pool with them. And he was like, that's what I'm asking you to do, is to get in the pool with them, because some people can get the instructions, but then those others, most of them, are going to need somebody to get in there and be like, oh, I
Yep.
noticed you did your right arm this way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I didn't even know I was doing my right arm that way. I'm like,
Yep.
okay. Or, have you thought about doing this other way? And that's what
Mhm.
he showed me, was like, I get in the pool with people. That's
Yep.
my job. So that was a kind
Yeah.
of a long story of how I got.
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't fully understand it all the way. But I would say for me, being in your course, when you told me the other day that I was operating as 5-year-old Ruth and
Mm,
not adult and not A Ruth Proctor, it
yeah.
was like a switch. It was like,
Mm.
damn, that makes sense. I am operating as little Ruth. I am. And so that's the point. I think that's the whole thing. I think you are your tone, you're so like, so how are we feeling today? And I said, okay, calm down, relax. It's time to regroup. And so when you say you used to be a teacher, I'm like, bingo, it makes sense. You got the patience. Listen, I ain't got no patience with these kids. I look, they go they gonna be like, girl, no. She done
Yeah.
cussed the kids out.
No, I love my babies. They got some tough
Look,
love
mama,
though. They got some tough
I
love
believe
for
it.
you.
I believe it. Look, like the mamas that came up there and everything.
They got some tough love. One of my biggest, I felt like it was the best compliment ever. I think he was trying to be shady, but I took it as a compliment.
Not shady.
One of my students one day, he was like, at the time I was Williams, he was like, Miss Williams, you know what you like? I'm like, what? It's like, you like, you young. You young, but you like old young. You like an old person, one of the old teachers and a young body. And I was like, good. It's a natural friend.
Look, now you know. Don't play with me, okay? Shoot, them kids be trying you, boy. Good God. So that was like your stepping stone. It's like he gave, like you said, he did give you pieces. And I think even for me in my life, and you know this story too well, is the connecting of the dots. You know what I'm saying? Like it all makes sense. And I think that you are here to help people connect those dots. You know,
Yeah.
like you don't understand that being the
Yeah.
janitor at 19 and
Yeah.
working from the bottom and having working McDonald's and being spit on and called racial names, and I mean I didn't understand it back then. I'm like, God, why am I scrubbing toilets? Like what the hell? Like this is not what I had lined up for me. Like this doesn't make sense. But
Mm-hmm.
now I have so much respect for people in general. I don't care what your position is. I don't care about your
Yeah.
title. And I've never been big on titles. I'll tell my employees in a minute, like, you don't got to tell them that I'm the owner. I don't care that they know that I'm the owner. You can tell them I'm the director. That's who I am. I'm the director. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And so I get it now. But back then, I didn't understand my struggle. And I think a lot of kids now, they believe in the microwave system. Everything needs to be quick, needs to be now. And they don't understand that you're being molded. You're being groomed for something way bigger than you at a different time in your life. And I'm so grateful for those moments and so grateful for you helping me connect the dots. Because it's put a lot of things into perspective for me, especially me. I'm a person that has like 1,000 things that I want to do. I have them wrote out. I got a plan, but I might drag my feet on stuff, or I might procrastinate, or it don't feel all the way right. So I'm just like, hold on, I don't know. So you're here to guide people like that. You know what I'm saying? You got a great idea, but you need those pieces to connect, and it needs to make sense. And also to bring people to a peaceful space. And I think also help, like elevate, because to me, you're elevating. If you're getting in a pool with people, then you're helping them be elevated to another level, to another space. And to me, that's what has happened for me in these last couple months. It's been like, you're here, but you're elevating. Like, let's go. It's time to go to another level. If you really want to boss up, you want to level up, then you got to put things around you and do things that you've never done before. And so I would definitely say in this space for me, I'm doing the coaching course with you. It's definitely been a level up. Because I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years, and you think that you got the pieces and you know what's going on, but Rome won't built in a day. And so you're not either. You could always learn and be better. And that's something that Serena, my mentor, has always told me. Like, you want to continue to pour back into you. You want to, we spend money on bags, we spend money on getting our hair done, our nails done, and all of this. But what are you doing for self-care, self-work? You know what I'm saying? And I think that I would do self-care, but I wasn't doing self-work. And so I appreciate you. And for anybody out there that is struggling with, where do I go next? What do I do with my business? I want to take my business to the next level. I want to take my life to the next level. I'm in the middle of a life crisis. I'm in the middle of a divorce. I'm a single mom, and I'm trying to balance it all. You need a life coach. You need a business coach, because they can kind of help guide that. So I'm an advocate for it. You need me to do my testimonial, you know what I'm saying? Just send them this YouTube video.
Yeah, I'm actually I feel like I'm close to tears, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh my God, no! You normally have me in tears.
No, I'm gonna tell you, my heart is so full. I'm gonna try not to cry so I can get the words out.
It's okay. It's Women Supporting Women Wednesday.
Yeah. So silly. Because here's the thing, the name Victoria Danielle, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm just a tool that God gets to use. Everything that I do, it's because of Him.
Right.
And all the things that you're saying are all the things He told me He wanted me to do, which is why I'm close to tears. Like you said, next level. He told me He put a next level anointing on me.
Oh my God.
I kid you not.
Oh my God.
He put a next level anointing on me. And that wherever people are and they're looking to go to their next level, that's the anointing that He put on my life to be able to help them get there. And that's why I feel like what I do is so much bigger than me, because God has called, He's called all of us.
Right.
And so I feel that my role is to help you just do what He calls you to do. Like, He's calling you to this next level. And I'm here for right now to get you to wherever that is. And then the other part that you talk about is, the fact that you've been a business owner for 15 years and, and sometimes, and I don't say I do it so much now, but just starting off. And I think I want to really say this for people who, really question their qualifications and question, do I have enough or do I know enough? And not only did I look side-eyed at God when he was like, "You're gonna be a life coach." And at the time he
Right.
said abundant life coach, because that's what,
Right.
and I say that a lot to people. It's like, I feel like I'm called for people to live an abundant life, because that's what he
Right.
said.
Right.
But I side at him and fought him on being a business coach.
Know the feeling.
I
Lord.
want to share it because it's real, and I think a
Yep.
lot of people find themselves in this space. So I want you all to understand it, so you can see it in real time. You've got Ruth here, who's like, I have been a business owner, an entrepreneur for more than a decade, and you've done well at it, right? You've had some coins cross your fingers and your purse. Let's be honest. Like, you laughing, but and so I fought being a business coach because I felt like I wasn't qualified.
Yeah.
And the program that you're in with Serena and myself, where Serena's the consultant, I felt like those pieces came together because I didn't feel so qualified for the full consulting, because I feel like you need to have some years up under your belt to be able to like fully consult like what Serena does.
Yeah.
But he did call me to the coaching space.
Mm-hmm.
And so to hear you say, I've been in business for 15 years and I feel like I'm going my next, like, that does my heart good, because I'm like, and that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's why not a one session, I'm like, I can't stand, like, that is why.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to be a tool. And I just always ask God to speak to me. Just like, please make sure I say the right things. This mouth get crazy. You know what I'm saying? I be having to, and I'm goofy, and that's just me. I love to laugh and have a good time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might be laughing, like, why the hell are you laughing? But I'll laugh at my own jokes, and so I typically, like, I try to listen. You know what I'm saying? I try to say what I'm supposed to say and say what's in my heart. And that's just truly how I felt. That's really how I envision when I talk to you, and when we start. I know, like, okay, let me get myself together. Let me get to a sit down, because like sometimes I'll talk to you and you be like, okay, you all over the place. What's going on? How many breaths you taking? And sometimes I probably need 10, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna just do 5 today.
But now you can do 10.
Huh?
You can do 10 if you need them.
I know, but I'll be like, no, let me look. I need sis the whole time. Let me go on and do these breaths and go on and tell her everything I need to tell her. So
you don't want the breath to take up your time.
Right. I'm like, look, these breaths now, look, 5 minutes. 5, you got 5. And sometimes I'll be like, okay, I need to take 10 because I'm on edge today. I'm not. The kids don't work my nerves. Whatever the situation is, sometimes you need that, and it's good to be in a space where that this is the time when you can release and relax. Yeah. And what I'm saying, really have someone and talk to someone and tell them what's going on, and them help you like maneuver. So I know you're maneuvering. I know you're doing, you're helping everybody with their life and their business. But what are you doing for Victoria? What are you doing for self-care? What are you doing to pour back into yourself?
That is a great question. And I say that because most of my clients, I'd say like 99% probably, if they're in the space where they have to serve others. And so I'm usually the one asking that question. Because you're in that space of always constantly pouring out. So for me, and we kind of chatted about this before, and so I want to say, or actually at the beginning, when I was talking about, a lot of times our friends will take on our problem, they map it out. So before, like when I first started coaching, before like all my training and all that, like that was me. Okay. Listen, you come to me and I just got so involved because I wanted, like, I'm passionate about winning. And so I'm like, I'm working more than you.
Right.
And so self-care for me looks like me not taking on your stuff. It is literally, I'll find myself in moments in the session where I do catch myself. And it's like, if
Mm-hmm.
I know if I get to a point where I'm a bit
Mm-hmm.
too like, I have to catch myself. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. So for me is like, I actually leave all of my sessions energized.
Good.
Like
That's
that's
good.
how I leave my sessions. So whereas I could be drained. So that's
Right.
one form of self-care for me, is literally not taking on people's problems, which was something he had to teach me prior to me even starting to coach. I have a sticky note on my mirror now to where he had revealed that to me. And then I didn't realize when I started coaching, like, oh, it applies in this space
For me.
too.
Right. Right.
um, so that's the biggest, I'd say.
Good.
And then the other is I know I need quiet time.
Yeah.
I thrive when I have quiet time. So I have to really stay on top of making sure I have that space.
Mm.
Um, I'll hit certain seasons where it gets a little bit harder and
Right.
I'm trying to get, and I have to get back to it. I might get off my
Mm-hmm.
schedule and I have to get
Right.
back. But I'm learned that that's just normal.
Mm-hmm.
There is no perfection. But I know my center and I know what
Right.
needs to happen. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure I have that quiet time. Um, and that's for me to, a lot of times it's just sitting in silence. And that's how God will speak to me, and just me just sitting in silence, and I can journal based off of what
Yep.
I've heard or whatever it is. Sometimes it's just me sitting in silence and looking out in nature.
Yeah.
Um, I've learned that a lot of the things that I did instinctively as a child, I had to find my way back to that. Um,
Who that right there? That right there?
and because I remember, you know, growing up in the hood,
Mm-hmm.
and but where our house actually had these huge mature pecan trees in the back, and we had like this back patio, and I would just go back there and I just something about just looking at those trees and seeing all the birds and just having that moment of just listen to the birds in
Mm-hmm.
the middle of the
Mm-hmm.
ghetto.
Yep.
It was
Right.
just something
That
about,
was your silence.
and
Mm-hmm.
then I now see that as, oh, that was my self-care. Like that was me taking care of myself, and just that nature was able to center me, if you will, and
Yep.
calm my nerves.
Yep.
Water is a way, like um,
Yes.
finding myself in water. There's like a pond not too far that I can go to, and my son knows all of. He's like, the turtle pond. We need to walk around
Exactly.
the turtle pond. Get your scooter. Get your.
Exactly.
We go to
Exactly.
the
Let's
turtle.
go.
So while you scooting, I'm
Exactly.
having the time with myself.
Exactly.
Um, so those are ways that I find time to for self-care, and I've recently started to dabble into yoga.
Mm.
Um, and that's been pretty rewarding. So I'm looking to create a rhythm with it. It's not there
Mm-hmm.
yet, but the times I've done it, that's been really nice. So those are ways that I take care of myself so that I can help take care of, be there for others.
I love it. I love it. And when you said about what you said about getting back to like a child space, um, I think that that's something that I have not really per se all the way recognized all the way. But it's very true. Arts and crafts has always been like my thing. Playing, pottery, doing the wheel, painting, bracelets. I used to make. I had major. I was being bullied all the time, and I was making. I ain't had nothing, and I was just giving people my stuff. I would make stuff and just give it away, and that's definitely like my happy space. So I done turned like one of my a whole room into like an art room. I'm like, I can do my
Mm,
t-shirts in here. I can do my paintings. I can do my wheel. I can do, beads, bracelets, belly chain. I could do all that stuff in this one room. And so I would never in a million years thought that I would have an art room. But now I'm realizing that that's my creative space. That's my fun space. And something else you said that really pierces at me is you say you leave no sessions, you know, feeling like, I don't want to do this anymore. And you feel energized. That speaks volumes to being in alignment and being in alignment with your purpose. When you are happy with what you're doing and it doesn't feel like a job, you're in the correct space.
Yeah.
And so for anybody out there that's struggling with knowing your purpose and knowing what you're supposed to be doing, it looks like that.
Yeah.
If you're, all over the place, you're uncomfortable, you're unhappy, like you said, you was like, I got to get to the car, that type of thing.
Thank
It's
you.
time to be like, hold up, regroup, what we doing? Because this ain't it. And I remember being in that space, and I think you have to climb your way back. And that takes work. So I love it. You are
Yeah.
definitely in the space that you're supposed to be in. And
That's
I appreciate you.
I will say, because I don't want it to seem like it's perfect.
Yeah.
So in that space, that's what they call like the zone of genius, like that sort of thing. But the things that are needed to make sure that business is being done.
Right. That part.
Now I do it because I know that the work that I'm doing, I've been called to and I'm in alignment.
Right.
So it's kind of like it gives me the motivation to do the stuff
Right.
I don't really want to do. Because if because I could show y'all my to-do list, it's off the page. It's
Mine was
off
bad.
the page.
Well, let me not beat myself up no more because good gracious.
My to-do list is off the page, okay? And I got a board behind me with both stuff on it.
Oh my God.
So the running of the business and building business
Right.
and that takes me doing things I would really not.
Right.
However, because every time I get in a session, I'm like, that's it. Let me get my tail and do this other stuff that I don't, because in order for me to continuously get more clients, I gotta do that other stuff.
Yep. It's true. Tell everybody where they can find you. How can they follow you? How can they book you? Give them all that good stuff.
All right. So you can find me on all social media apps under the Victoria Danielle. That is THE Victoria Danielle, as well as my website. It's the exact same thing. I try to make it easy for y'all. TheVictoriaDanielle.com. And I want to go ahead and let you all know that I do have a vision board party that is the first weekend of February.
Yes.
Go ahead and sign up for that, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a vision board party I've been doing annually since I started. It actually started as my official launch.
Oh, wow.
But because so much came out of it, it's become this thing that I have to do annually. I had no choice because they were asking me, are you going to be doing this annually? This is something I have to come to every year. The very first one I did produced and you can see it on the website when you go, because it's thevictoriadanielle.com/vision22.
Okay.
But it honestly did produce an elected official. She came in there just passionate about one thing, and she walked away like, I'm supposed to run for office, and won.
Oh my God, are you serious?
She walked away like, I'm supposed to run for office, and won. Another individual walked away with, I'm supposed to start a community, like virtual, like magazine and community for women and in the city, doing very well in that. Another individual realized she was, you might can relate a little bit to this. She owns a spa and she's been doing makeup and all of that and training others for years, been in that space for 10 years, and walked away like, I'm supposed to be doing personal brand, like image consulting, like, and there's this other thing I like, but there's a shift. I'm supposed to be
Right.
pivoting.
Wow.
So that is why I say for you all to come to my vision board party, because it's not like anybody else's. Okay. It is one where you Ruth has been saying alignment. That's what I'm all about. So you're
Yeah.
not about to just be putting all these pictures on here. Ooh, this house look nice. Ooh,
Right.
this color look nice.
It's
Like,
true.
no,
Right.
you're going to walk away with a real vision of what you're really being called to.
Wow.
What is it
Got me
that
fired up.
what do you need to be doing? And
Right.
I've always done it one day. This time I'm doing it 2 days, because
Wow.
baby, it's always been jam packed, because I know that the thing about it is people have these visions. And so what do? Like, I'm now motivated, and I just
Right.
felt like that's the teacher in me. I couldn't just
Right.
leave you like that. Like, it's like, okay,
Right.
I got to
Right.
take some kind of action.
True.
Like, I've got,
Right.
there's this other gift in me with
Right.
strategy and stuff. So
Right.
I need to help you get the strategy. So the
Right.
next day, which I would try to like jam back in,
Right.
but we're going to take our time now. So the
I love
next
it.
day is creating the action plan and the strategy for how you're actually going to accomplish this God-sized, big, scared, whatever vision that you have now come up with over here. And like, how can you now make sure you're putting steps in place within the next quarter?
Okay.
Um, so y'all sign up. So you can find that on my link in my bios on my social media, or you can go to, again, it's thevictoriadanielle.com/vision22. Get in on that. And then if you don't want to wait until then to experience some, I don't know if you will, transformation or get on track, what
Mhm.
have you, like
Right.
before then you're like, I'm anxious. I actually have a resource that I've just recently released. I really put my heart and soul into it. It's called Grace Over Grind. It's a free resource. It's a 7-day series where you actually, in your inbox for 7 days straight, you will get me on a video walking you through, and then you get full-blown coaching worksheets. And again, I've been trained. I know the types of tools to use that are scientifically based, that are proven, results proven. So
Right.
this workbook is God inspiration along with my training for you to get some real results.
That's
So you
good.
can sign up for that. It's for people who feel all off track. I just need to get back on track.
Right.
It's called Grace Over Grind, and it's your
I
back on
love
track booster. And you can do it. And you know me, I'm options. I know everybody's different.
it.
It's a teacher side of me, it's a coach
Right.
side.
Right.
So
It's
you're
true.
able to do it in your own way. So it's I might have an exercise that you do, but I present it in a way to where I offer options. So if you're this kind of learner, this type of processor, whatever, you
Wow.
can maneuver in a way to where it fits you.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
if you are like, okay, all that's nice, I'll look at that, but I need to talk to you. Um,
Right.
you can do that as well. If you go to any of my links or my website, you can book a strategy call with me, and I'd be more than happy to chat it up, see if I'm for you.
Yes.
And it's a test. I even encourage people, like, it's an investment. So don't
Right.
come to me, because sometimes, the marketing just is great. I like her. I trust, like,
Right.
oh, she
Yep.
cool.
Hmm.
But you spending your money somewhere, you need to be asking me some questions too. So
Right.
I encourage you to come with some questions.
Right.
And
Right.
I say that with not just me, but with anybody you look at
Yeah.
the hire. Don't think it's just them asking you questions and they try.
Right.
No, you need to come with some questions too. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
Um, so come with that, so you can fill me out. Ask me all the hard questions too, so to see if I'm the right fit for you. But that's how you can find me. Those are some resources I have out so that you can do what God calls you to do.
Exactly. Exactly. And sis gonna help you get there. Okay. Y'all better go on a book her, sign up for that vision party. I'm gonna be there.
Yes, bring your spouse. And what's funny is we actually have our session, our group session, that same day. So it's going to be like a few hours after we're done. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
But
wow.
it's okay. So, because it's that Saturday and that Sunday, but I couldn't fit it anywhere else. So we're gonna
Right.
have our session, our business coaching and
We're
consulting,
gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done.
and then a few hours we'll do that. And I've been encouraging everybody to bring a friend,
Okay.
bring a spouse, bring a business partner, like bring your people.
Okay.
And then if you do, you actually can, if you go to my online, you'll see there's steps you can take for my giveaway, and you will
Got
get
it.
a chance to actually win 3 sessions with me. One person is going to be able to win 3 sessions with me. And so the more people you invite and that show up, the more entries you get to
You
have
did.
and the
Got
chance
it.
to get coaching with me. So
I love it. That's dope. Y'all better sign up for it. It will change your life. It's life changing.
it
So
will change your life, y'all.
yeah, get me a life. You better get you a life coach named Victoria. I appreciate you so much for being up here tonight. Thank you so much. I hope it's been helpful to everyone out there. Anybody listening, anybody that's gonna listen, please share this video. Let other people know about this video. I'm here every Wednesday for Women Supported Women Wednesdays. I'll try to make sure I highlight a boss chick that's doing, exceptional things in the community. And Victoria has definitely, raised the bar for you guys when it comes to the life and business coaching. So y'all better step it up. And this Friday, the pre-order starts for the workbook on Friday on all platforms. It'll be on my website, www.aruthproctor.com. Listen, it's been a year, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And I'll be celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the book on the 29th, along with, the pre-order coming out. So you'll be able to purchase the workbook and the books, t-shirts, merch type of stuff on the 29th at the beauty bar. The flyer will be on the website on Friday, and everything is on Instagram. As always, guys, I'll be back next Wednesday for Women Supporting Women Wednesdays here at 9:15. Be sure to click, like, and subscribe. And until then, good night, guys. Thank you so much, Victoria.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is fun.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'll go follow. Have a good night, guys.
Bye.